Good morning, everybody. This is Ruth Backlund from Energy Works Myofascial Release. My tongue's a little twisted this morning. I'm here in Greensboro, North Carolina. I'm getting ready to head into a two-day conference with a whole bunch of health professionals, which is great. I'm excited to work with them this morning. But I wanted to share with you a little bit about what I've been doing. My close friends and family know what I'm doing at this point, trying to make some choices for myself, personal choices, to have a better future. And there are things that will, help my friends and family and future clients as well. So I wanted to share a little bit with you about what I'm trying to do. And I know you've seen some posts of some of the things that I'm doing already, but there's a reason behind all those. And so over a year ago, I decided, I'm drinking too much pop. All those sugary drinks are just so bad for you. And I decided, I really don't need it. Just really kind of got into a habit. It's cold, it's fresh out of the fridge. And, you go anywhere in a restaurant, that's the first thing they offer. And I thought, that's just not good for me. So I decided, I really don't need it. Yeah, I like it, but it's more I like something that's cold and refreshing. So I gave up pop over a year ago. I think I've had root beer 3 times in the last year because, in some situations I really like root beer, but, it's not something I'm going to go to that place all the time just so I can have a root beer. But that was one of the big changes I made for myself, and it was a surprise to me how hard it was initially, but it got a whole lot easier. And then once you hit a certain point, it's like, I don't want to go back to that. And, when everybody around you is drinking soda, that makes it hard too, because, it's there. That's the first thing that people offer. And drinking water is really better for you, or drinking tea or something like that. So that was the first thing for me about a year ago. A couple months ago, I decided, actually it was back in January, I decided that there were 3 things that I really wanted to change. And I wanted to change them for monetary reasons, knowing I was just throwing money out the window unnecessarily. And a lot of us do this. And that was by, how much I eat out. Part of it's a time constraint where, I work really long hours, and it's just as quick and easy just to run down to the fast food restaurant on the way home and grab something because you don't feel like cooking. You didn't plan ahead. And so you just quick grab something. But, I always feel terrible afterwards, but it's a quick fix. I'm starving and I need something. So my goal was to eat out, twice a week or less. That was it, instead of 4 and 5 times a week. And, make healthier choices at home as a result of cooking at home. Not always perfect at home, but, I'm not eating out, and that was the main thing. The other is, Starbucks coffee, or Caribou coffee. Again, habits that you kind of get into, and if you want to change those habits, I want them to be healthier habits. I don't want to go backwards in my habits. And so I decided, I used to have Starbucks almost every week, and sometimes if I'm traveling or, if it's just one of those days where I had some extra free time on the way into, my office, I'm like, maybe I'll grab a Starbucks on the way. And, it's just a comfort thing. And it was a pattern. It was a habit I was getting into, and I was seeing I was having Starbucks 2, 3, 4 times a week. And, it's not cheap, So again, throwing money out the door, lots of extra calories that I really don't need. And, let's drop down on those. So, and the third one is that I wanted to get more fit. I wanted to, not necessarily lose weight, although I need to lose weight and I know that's there, but I get a hang up there at some point. So that wasn't my initial goal. I'm heading down that path, but that wasn't my initial goal. My goal was to get back to intentional exercise. It's one thing to be out somewhere and you just happen to be walking a lot, or, my Boundary Waters camping trips, very physically intensive, my gardening, landscaping, all that. It's physical, but I wanted to get some kind of intentional exercise. So those are the 3 big things that I wanted to focus on, reducing my eating out, limiting my Starbucks coffee to twice a month. That's my goal at this point. And then intentionally working out at least twice a week. So I've been able to do that. I've been able to do that now for 6 weeks. It's been going very well for me. A lot of support from my friends and family, which is good. But, one of the things that happened to me is, yesterday I traveled all day. I traveled to Greensboro, North Carolina. My old habits were that I would grab a Starbucks at the airport, to have that on the plane, and I wouldn't necessarily go work out at the gym or anything like that. And what I found yesterday, even though I had 2 airports I was in, I had a layover, I had a delay, I passed by a Starbucks and I wasn't even tempted. How about that? So that's a big change. That's a habit. So it was truly a habit where I was looking for something. And I wanted to share that with folks today that, there's some things that we just do. It's just automatic. We're in a situation, it's just like smokers, right? They pass by people, they socialize with the same people, and what's their habit, right? They start smoking, and they go out here and start smoking. Or same with drinking. They go here and they start drinking. And they're just habits. And if those are things that you want to reduce or eliminate in your life, there are ways to do it. It takes time. It's not easy. It's actually very hard, but it can happen. And, so think about that. If there are things that you're interested in changing, just make a conscious choice of what you want to do. What do you want to reduce? You don't necessarily have to eliminate, but you could probably reduce something and be very successful. So part of that is all gearing up to transformation that I want to have for myself. And, as 2018 continues on, I will be, adding more things that will help my clients in different ways. And that's part of what I'm doing here in North Carolina is I'm looking for ways to not just treat my patients clinically, but also look for ways that they can transform themselves. And part of that, for me to be able to help people, I need to go through that transformation myself, so then I can better help them. I know where those pitfalls are. I know it's hard. So, the more that I can learn and do and be successful, I can help others learn and do and be successful as well. So that's what I'm doing here in North Carolina. And change your patterns, change your life, change your habits, change your life. It really just starts with one thing. It starts with the beginning, and the choices you make along the way, that's going to dictate your journey. You may take the wrong turn for a while and have to come back, but that's okay. If you're trying to make positive changes in the right direction, your life is going to be better for it. So I need to get ready for my conference. And the other thing I did today too, I had my workout at the down at the workout room. Here it was 4 a.m. I had to get up at 4 a.m. Well, I guess 4 a.m. my time. So it'd be 5 a.m. here, so I could get to my workout and work, get my second workout in today. So anyway, another intentional change, and I did it because it had to be done, and that's what I want for myself. So anyway, have a good day. I'm signing off.